All right, everybody. Sorry for the longer than average break, but sometimes it takes. Sometimes you want to wine and dine yourself, and it takes a bit longer than normal. So, anyway, welcome back. It's good to have you guys here. Thank you for hanging out with me, playing Tender Loving Care. Let's The Black Wolf is here. Thank you, Black Wolf. I appreciate it. 30, the dirty 30. Thank you, Black Wolf. 30 months in a row. All right. I would trust the mental health of myself or a loved one to a psychiatrist. Wow, these are absolute answers. Only as a last resort, anytime, and never. How about if it was warranted? I guess they want absolute, so if I had to pick one, anytime, I guess.
Catherine know Michael was watching when she appeared undressed in front of her window?
Did Catherine know Michael was watching when she appeared undressed in front of her window? I'm gonna say no.
My drives might be put in the following order. Strongest first.
My drives might be put in the following order. Strongest first. Ooh. Oh man, you're gonna get it right into my psyche with this shit, aren't you? All right, sex, self-preservation, feeding, and sleeping are the 4. I hate to say sex is last on the list, but these are absolute fucking needs. Sex is not a need. God damn.
Michael.
Blank. Allison. I'd say Phil's ambivalent. At the moment, I think he feels ambivalent. I don't know if he loves her though. I mean, I'm sure love is such a broad category. Hold on. Yeah, let's look up ambivalent. Because maybe I have the wrong definition. Ambivalent. Having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about, yeah, okay. Mixed feelings or contradictory ideas. Yep.
Which of the following terms best describes the way Catherine appeared in her uniform?
No Luck Chuck with the 37. That's 3 years and a month that you've been around, No Luck Chuck. Maybe you don't have any luck, but I'm lucky to have you. So thank you, No Luck Chuck. All right, which of the following terms best describes the way Catherine appeared in her uniform? Angelic, seductive, powerful, sinister, professional. I wouldn't say angelic. I wouldn't say sinister. Seductive, powerful, or professional? They're asking me though. When I saw her in that nurse uniform, what word would I use to describe her? It was the 90s though, so that was the uniform. So let me see. How would I describe a nurse? If I saw a nurse in their uniform now, nurses wear scrubs, so I would say professional. You like that, Casper? Casper Zom? My co-cosplay, I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, nurses probably didn't look like that since the 50s and 60s, right? I'm gonna go seductive. Fuck it.
God has an influence on my life.
Sorry, that's how she looked at me. Seductive. God has an influence on my life. Not at all.
Allison is a bad person because she is frigid.
Disagree. Okay. Is it the same? Oh, more stuff. Okay. Oh wait, is this new stuff? Oh yeah, it is new stuff. Remind me never again to jump to conclusions about a person, because from the first instant I met Mrs. Randolph, Catherine, I mean, I liked her because she has very kind eyes, nice hands, and she is dedicated to her job, which I know that she wants Jody to get better, not because Jody is her patient, but because Catherine cares about life, because she is a true caregiver. But I kind of get the feeling that Michael grates on Catherine's nerves, and he's avoiding Jody, and he's avoiding her, and it is hurting her feelings, so I have to tell him to say goodnight to her. Well, maybe he's afraid like me that something bad is going to happen, and maybe he feels so guilty about that accident, that he's ashamed when he sees... This is Catherine's? Wait, no. I'm sorry, this is my wife's or my girlfriend's journal? This is like the journal of a crazy person. It's hurting her feelings. Well, maybe she's afraid, like me, that something bad is going to happen, and maybe he feels so guilty about that accident that he's ashamed when he sees her. I can't stand to have anyone touch me except Jody. Of course not since the accident, so someone touching me, trying to console me, to hold me, it makes me sick and tense like nails on a chalkboard. But poor Michael wants to touch me, and I can't let him. I can't stand to feel his hands on my body. I can't stand it when he kisses me. Jody's body is so light. She's so light that it almost feels as if she will float away, and sometimes she stares into space with this vacant expression on her face, as if she were seeing right through me, as if I wasn't really there. Well, today I was sitting on her bed. I began to weep. I was shaking and crying. I couldn't stop. Wow, look at this. This is an entire sentence. The period, from period to period. Look at that. Look at how huge that shit is. Hey, Smudge Master loves flatulence and reading. Are you sad? I asked Jody, and I told her that I was crying because I was so happy that she was all right, and she's never going anywhere without a seatbelt again. She'll never be hurt again. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I'm glad that Catherine is here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Betty Sharpstone. If you can't quite get your act together, if your issue is poor self-image and depression combined with a mix of self-pity, you need to read my new book, I Can't Stand Myself, 10 Ways Women Can Get a Life. I was a single mother. I worked my way through college. I even managed to get a black belt in Taekwondo. So don't try to tell me that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Quit whining and get on track.
Yeah.
A trip to your bookstore and a mere $24.95 could change your life. If I could personally come to your house to kick your butt, I would. But I can't.
I'll pay you
so I
for
wrote
that.
a butt kicker of a book. Buy it today and listen to my daily radio show on KPRB. Now go out and
KPRB, the Perb. Oh, I didn't look at this. I didn't go in here last time.
I just met with Allison. It was very disconcerting. She reminds me so much of Colette. The way
Colette.
Colette was when I first met her. Damaged goods, the diamond covered with mud, all that. When I sat down next to Allison and took her hand in mine, I felt my neck and chest become flushed. It's not just her appearance that's similar to Colette's. It's that look in her eyes. It's hard to describe it. At first they seem dull and lifeless, like the eyes of a corpse, but then just for an instant you see a glimmer of life. You see her former personality. It's just the way she was before the accident. It's just fighting to get out. I can see that Allison's true self is warm and vibrant and sensual, and I'm gonna help her get it back. Oh, I know. You're muttering, here we go again with the Mother Teresa complex.
Lifeless eyes. Like a
Well,
doll's eyes.
Sometimes I wonder if I did become a nurse simply because I'm drawn to wounded people. But I know that I am good at what I do. No, not good. I'm excellent. And I really believe that we're here on this earth for a reason. My purpose in life is to help people get well. Michael and I had an immediate connection, the wrong kind of connection. I'll just have to be careful with him. And myself, too.
No, please don't be careful on my account. Oh, let me look through her computer. I'm shaking. Allison looks shockingly like Colette. I even thought for an instant she was Colette. That old dizzying burn. It's been ages since it last weakened my knees. Now it radiates out from the center of my body. I held Allison's hands as I sat beside her on the sofa, wanting and not wanting her to be Colette. I don't think they noticed how distracted I was. Allison, my heart goes out to her. And Michael, I couldn't see him, but I know he was out there alone in the dark watching. Oh, she knew. She knew he was there. Showed him them titties. Hermaphrodite. A man brought his wife into the clinic after he found her in the kitchen floor during the middle of the night, screaming and stabbing at her genitals with a knife. She was a startlingly beautiful young woman, a fashion model who had recently returned home from working in Paris, where she had been suffering from a prolonged bout of walking pneumonia. The patient had to be put in protective gear to prevent her from hurting herself. The patient's family doctor revealed to Dr. Turner that she had been born as a girl, but during puberty, hermaphroditic growth of a penis had occurred. Actual growth of male genitals on a normally developed female body is rare, but it does occur. At that time, surgery was performed to remove the unwanted organ, and she was given female hormones to counteract the testosterone, which was invading her body. She was not, however, given extensive counseling. As a result, she was now suffering from psychosis. Dr. Turner believed that the ill health of the patient and the extensive traveling had increased susceptibility to the occurrence of hallucinations. The phantom phallus was a manifestation of the childhood trauma. Oh, it was phantom. What? Wait, hold on. What? Wait, was it a real? Because they did surgery to... At that time, surgery was performed to remove the unwanted organ. The phantom phallus. Harry Potter and the phantom phallus. Oh, she still imagines. Oh, she still imagines it now. Okay. The greenhouse. I know you well, exotic plant. I share your greenhouse fate. Although the light shines all around us, this is not our home. Oh, it doesn't even rhyme. And as the sun quickly escapes the brightness of day, so we who truly suffer wrap ourselves in the dark cloak of silence. In the quiet and anxious rustling in the darkened glass house, I see drops gathering at the edges of your leaves. Sacred techniques of Tantra. Oh, hello, nurse. She's into tantric sex. The yoni and the lingam massage. Yoni, pronounced yoni, is the Sanskrit word for the vagina. Loosely translated, it means sacred space or sacred temple. Oh, I like that. I'm going to call vaginas yonis from now on. Yeah. Yeah, did you see that chick's yoni? It's tight and smelling right, if you know what I mean. I like yoni. I like it. In Tantra, as these translations suggest, the yoni is regarded with love and deep respect. Absolutely, as it should be. Lingam, pronounced lingam, is a Sanskrit word for penis. Again, loosely translated means wand of light. Whoa! So lingus is like my lightsaber. Yeah. In Tantra, the lingam is honored as an instrument of pleasure and channel for creative energy. Calling it a nice name is not going to get you closer to it, Zeke. Ebony? Why you gotta shit on my parade, huh? Made me think how desperate and lonely I am. Thanks, Ebony. You're great. The purpose of yoni lingam massage is to provide, is to provide a context in which the receiver attains a high state of sexual arousal and experiences intense sexual pleasure. The giver experiences the joy of facilitating and witnessing that pleasure. Yoni lingam massages.
Try it with King Kong's
dick in your fucking ear.
Because that's how I did it.
I tried it with King Kong's dick in my ear and I fucking did it.
The more you know.
The more you know. Where is it at? There it is. The yoni is another word for vagina. Okay, let's see. Neither partner is pressured to achieve anything, and both can therefore simply relax and enjoy. That's the key I found for a lot of women. In order to... Now, this is my experience. I don't know if this is true, but in order for women to achieve orgasm the easiest, it is like paramount to be relaxed and not pressured. Neither partner is pressured to achieve anything, and both can therefore simply relax and enjoy. When orgasm does occur in this context, it is often more expansive, intense, and satisfying than with other kinds of sexual activity. Wasn't there something else in the drawer? No, okay. See? Merc agrees with me. So does Ebony. Yeah, don't make a big deal about it. You know what? Don't even try. Just don't even try. Just, you know, it's better if you just try to get yours and don't even worry about her. I can't go in the hall to bed. Okay. Same thing. Mrs. Randolph arrived. I have to admit, she's nothing like expected. First of all, she's very attractive and young. And she did something really strange. She began unbuttoning this sheer blouse she was wearing. I have to admit, I was turned on. She gave me this sexy look. I couldn't help glancing at her breasts. I had a sudden impulse to touch them. It made me feel manipulated, though, like she was toying with me. Maybe she doesn't think about stuff like that since she's a nurse, but it seems so inappropriate. For a second, I had the notion of firing her on the spot. I don't know. Was she flirting with me, teasing me? It's so hard to tell. That's the fucking male mentality that we have to fucking defeat. The male mentality, well, maybe not male. Sorry, I can only speak as a male. But that sort of mentality that if I can't have it, I hate it. That jealousy, man. Envy. If I can't have it, I hate it. We gotta stop that. I'm guilty. I don't really act it out as much. Sometimes I do. But we've got to get rid of that, dude. Gotta get rid of that. If I can't have it, I hate it. The sour grapes. I don't know if I like her. Every time I tried to start up a conversation with her, she blew me off. Maybe she wants to keep everything on a professional level. But I was hoping we would be working closely together to help Allie. You know, that actually happens with me. Some of the reason I don't watch, like, the really big streamers, like the top tier of streamers, the reason one of the reasons I don't watch them is because there's that jealousy in me that says if I watch them and I go, why the fuck does this person deserve all these viewers and I don't? And that kind of thing. Like, I look at them and I just get angry, and it's a completely wrong way to look at it. Trying to be happy for somebody else's success is fucking hard. Let's see. I don't know if I like her. Every time I tried to start up a conversation with her, she blew me off. Maybe she just wants to keep everything on a professional level, but I was hoping we would be working closely together to help Allie. While Mrs. Randolph was getting acquainted with Allison, I took a walk up in the hills. I hadn't been up there since before the accident. It's such a relief to be able to leave her alone. I realized that I never get to get away from the house, or that I need, to get away from the house more. Maybe now that the nurse is here, I can go back to work. Seriously, I just admire and try to learn from it. Yeah, brutal butt slap. See, I mean, like, that's healthy. This is more ass than normal day. Thank you, Arrogant. I appreciate it. No, it's also a part of my drive. Also a part of what gets me up every day is that, man, I want to give the best show that I can honestly give. Like, give you an honest show. Take my own personality and just add a bunch of energy to it. And that's like what gets me up is like I want to be like, I want to get some more viewers. I want to get more subs. I want to, make a living. I want to keep this dream going and blah, 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 blah. And looking at other people who have done it inspires me. It also angers me. The other day I had lunch with Leon. We went to this crappy Mexican place that he likes. He asked me when I was coming back to work, and I said, I don't know. He told me about his niece who was paralyzed from the neck down in a bicycle accident. Everybody in his family was so hopeless and depressed. Everyone except the niece. She never gave up hope. It's been a struggle, but she's going through physical therapy, and she's actually getting some feeling back. The doctors think she might walk again today. He told me that I should be inspired by her story. He said that I should never give up hope. He also told me that I need to rely on my friends. Well, he's not really my friend. He's my boss, just a guy I work with. I've really only had one really great friend in my life, Mark Sievers. Wait, from Growing Pains? I think you're the best streamer. I don't ever sub, but I did to you. Oh, well, thank you, Element. You're a great streamer, just not exactly family friendly. That is completely fucking false, you cunt. You shut your dirty twat mouth. Cocksucker. Sorry, I had to add one more in there. I have people with kids who watch me. But usually they're under the speaking age. Like they haven't learned to talk yet. Like they like the loud guy who's animated. It's like staring at a mobile, like or is it a mobile or mobile? Whatever. It's like, movement and loudness and volume and shit.
We got a new sub, baby. Hail Pariah Paladin! Like this. This is fun for kids. Burr Zeker!
Pariah Paladin, what is up? Acquire tastes like coffee, but can't stop watching. Thank you. I hope so. Let's see. I've really only had one great friend in my life, Mark Sievers, my best friend in high school. He was genuine, natural, one of those guys who could do almost any sport without hardly trying. Mark was a daredevil too. He would jump 20 feet out of a tree or ride a motorcycle full throttle down a dirt road at night screaming like a maniac. Everybody at school loved him. They all had high hopes for Mark. He was sure to get an athletic scholarship to a good college. Mark and his family moved into a house across the woods the summer before my freshman year. I was sitting in my tree fort one day when Mark climbed up through the hole in the floor. He had some dirty magazines and a joint. I had a treehouse with dirty magazines in it. I had never seen either one of these illicit things before. Mark got away with everything. People instantly liked and trusted him. All the girls were in love with him, and he was incredibly lucky. He also won games or bets. Always won games or bets. He never lost a fight. Once he actually evaded the police on his motorcycle when they tried to give him a ticket. He took off cross country and they never caught him. This exploit became one of our high school legends. I can admit now that I was jealous of him. He exuded confidence. He never seemed to struggle at anything. He always got what he wanted, but he was a great friend, the kind of guy who would never let you down. That is my friend Eric. He's not a daredevil, but all of those characteristics, my buddy Eric is all of those. Everything just comes easy to him, and he's so genuine. He's just genuine, honest, nice, but he has all of those things on top of everything that makes me special. Like, he's also funny. He's also outgoing. He's also charming. Like, that kind of shit. He has all that shit. Plus, that one weird thing that everyone just, like, is drawn to him. My son like watching you, especially when you do Subsplosion. Right, Chaos? Yeah. Let's see. During our junior year, and he's the kind of guy who'd never let you down. That's him too. He would never let me down. During our junior year, Mark's family had this German exchange student come and live with them. She was beautiful, really tall, athletic, pretty face, blonde hair, sly, sexy smile. We both instantly fell in love with her. Her name was Susanna, and she exuded this powerful sexual aura. The girls at school seemed like little kids compared to her. I was so jealous that Mark had this amazing creature staying in his house. He told me that he could smell her when he walked by her room at night. She didn't wear any perfume. It was just the scent of her. I need a beer. I have to mention this. You know what? I need a beer too. I'm going to have one of the beers that was sent to me. It is John's Generation White Ale. I'm going to have a beer. From Iowa City. Oh, and here's a little Montana redneck thing. If you don't have a bottle opener on you, I'm gonna teach you a little life hack here. If you have a lighter, like this, just a regular old lighter. If you have a lighter and you have a bottle, grab the bottle like this in your fist like that. Put the lighter on top of your finger right here, and then get the lighter under it and use it as a lever. Just like that. Cheers, everybody. I don't think it's a redneck trick, per se. I might have misspoke on that. But it's just like a, you know, I just picture like opening like Bud Light long necks with that, like that way. Ever tried using your teeth? Oh, yes, for sure. Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm from Montana, so that's all I really see is people like that are kind of hickish. Not hillbilly, hickish, redneck-ish, just country. And like people in tight jeans and cowboy hats pop that shit like that. Anyway, I have to mention this. I was out on the side porch just now in the dark when Mrs. Randolph came to her window and stood there. I could have gone inside, but I was curious. She knew I was watching her. She knew I was out there, and so she put on the show for me, sort of a display. What is she trying to prove? I can't stop thinking about her amazing body. Just knowing that she's in the next room is going to make it difficult for me to sleep tonight. I can't deny I'm attracted to her. I mean, I'm not dead. She's very sexy and alluring. I want to know more about her. I hope that Allison never stumbles across this. Well, I hope you put it under a code name, file name, and buried it deep in your fucking hard drive. Don't put it under, like, on your desktop as, like, sex journal. Like, bury it in, let's see, what's a good folder that no one would look in? Put it in, hey, come here. Put it in, what's a good folder for, like, porn and stuff you don't want people to find? Homework? I'd bury it in a game file, honestly. Like, I have so many Steam game files. I'd bury it in my Steam game files and name it some game name. because I have like, hundreds of game files. I just put like Viking Revenge or something like that and just put it in my Steam games. Well, you only look in game files if the game breaks. And if there's no Viking Revenge in your Steam library, no one's ever going to look in that file. Oh, we already did this one. Right? Yep, okay. Did this. Okay, next. Next. Wait. Is this the same thing? It is. Okay. Next. Anything else? Oh, books on the wall. About the author. Arthur Merlin has been a therapist and guide for over 25 years. He's the author of Walk Like a Man, The Underbelly of Paternal America, Travels in the Mind, The Big Book of Macrobiotic Desserts, and The Goofy Sufi, a children's spiritual primer. He raises vicunas in Marin County with his wife and their 15 adopted children. What the fuck is a vicuna? Vicuna? Oh, it's a deer-like creature. A deer llama looking thing. From the Andes, okay. It's a relative of the llama, okay. It's like a small llama looking thing. Vicuna matata? Desperate Me has searched for the computer for JPEG PNG files before. Yeah, right? I've done that shit. When I've had like ex-girlfriend sexy pictures and I'm like, man, I miss her. Searching my hard drive for any tags that I might have put on them. The other day, a friend of mine, I'll call him John, phoned and asked me if I would like to go get another cup of coffee. He told me that he was having some problems with his wife, needed some help. I've been licensed therapist and family counselor for 25 years, and I could tell just by the tone of John's voice that he was in trouble. We met at the restaurant later that day. John walked up to the table and sat down with a big sigh. His expression had the shocked, dazed, blank, numb look that I had seen on the face of the victim of terrorist bombing. Susan is leaving me, he said matter-of-factly, and stared at the menu without blinking. That's too bad. How did this come about? She says, She says that I don't know how to love her, he said as he chewed on his fingernail. She says she doesn't love me anymore. I asked him how he responded to this. Oops. I didn't know what to say, said John as he rubbed his forehead. I just didn't know what to say. So I stood there and that made her even madder. She packed a suitcase and left me. John's reaction is typical of a lot of men. He was raised by a stern, stoic father who said things like, only sissies cry, be a man, and keep a stiff upper lip. Don't play with dolls, you look like a girl. John spent his entire childhood expressing his emotions and feeling shame whenever he felt pressure of love. Even masturbation was discouraged as a sinful, selfish act. John couldn't even love himself. John didn't want to go to the war in Vietnam, but his father shamed him into enlisting. When John came home from the war, his psyche was scarred and withered by that experience, but even then, he was shamed in expressing his anger and fear. Shame is the legacy of our Puritan ancestors. Shame is the heritage of our fathers. Delete them? What are you, crazy? How else am I going to make myself feel bad late at night when I'm lonely? Look at sexy pictures of a woman I no longer have.
Shame.
Shame! Shame is the seed we will... thank you very much, by the way, the Prophet X with 21 months. This guy faps. Shame is the seed we will pass on to our sons if we do not break the cycle. Shame, the shame boy, is the little voice inside our heads that says, don't show emotion, don't give your love freely, don't look weak. In John's life, the shame boy had taken over his personality so completely that he appeared to be a callous, uncaring, cold man. In reality, John was a warm, loving, nurturing person. What I needed to do when I was show him how to turn the shame boy into the lover boy. The shame boy cannot be killed. The shame boy cannot be smothered. The shame boy must be hugged. By embracing the shame boy, it loses all power. It struggles at first like a child throwing a tantrum, but after a while, it realizes it is helpless to resist, and it is filled with love. I gave John a mantra to repeat over and over again. Here's what I told him to say. I'm a good boy, I'm a happy boy, I'm a lover boy. He was instructed to sit in meditation for 1 hour every day and repeat this saying. Then I told him to stand naked in front of the full-length mirror and look at his body. He was encouraged to say, I'm a beautiful man, I'm a lovely man, I'm a lover boy. Afterwards, he was told to go for a long walk and say something nice to every living thing he met, a love walk. After 2 weeks, John called me up on the phone again and said, let's get together for coffee. He said, I've got some news. I met John at the same restaurant. When he walked up to the table, he looked at looked like a different man. His eyes were bright, his skin had a healthy tone. He smiled like someone who had just given him a big, neat prize. Susan came back, he said with glee. We're going on a trip to Hawaii, sort of a second honeymoon. I asked him how this came about. I did everything they told me to, he replied. At first, I felt kind of silly, but then I really started to get into it. After a while, it was as if I could see Shane Boy standing in the corner of the room watching me. He had his real mean look on his face. He made fun of me. Then slowly, as if he couldn't resist, he started to smile. He started to go with me on my love walk. Soon he was right there beside me, skipping and laughing. We said good morning to everyone we met. We had conversations with homeless people. We even spoke kindly to people we didn't really like. I remarked that this was quite a breakthrough. That's the least of it, said John. After 2 weeks of this, I met up with Susan. At first, she didn't even recognize me. When I told her I loved her, she practically fainted. Then we both cried together. She said it was a miracle. John started crying again, and I cried a little too. And there's more, said John. I visited my old girlfriend and ex-wives, started warm, caring, beautiful relationship with all of them again. I asked him if these were sexual relationships. Well, at first they were just platonic, said John. But after a while, they started begging me for it. Man, it's fantastic. I'm actually having 7 simultaneous relationships, and all of them are warm, caring, and loving. I told him this was quite a feat. Thank you, said John. I owe you my life. Without you, I never would have hugged the Shame Boy. When John left the restaurant, I could see his lover boy walking beside him and holding his hand. It made me cry all over again. Nice work, lover boy. All right. Oh, shit.
I couldn't sleep. I thought it'd be weird having someone new in the house, but this is more than I bargained for. A lot more. I'm thinking about replacing her, but Allison shocked me with her response to Catherine.
All right, Arnold. See you, man.
She was totally against the idea, and now she's acting like, I don't know.
I
wish I could stop thinking about her.
She wants a threesome? Emperor Mythos 27.
I need to get to bed.
Thank you, Emperor Mythos.
Warm milk.
Welcome
it's
back.
Supposed to help you sleep. I hope it works.
Except for the kitchen.
The next TAT will be given.
Shut up. I'm looking around. Okay. Oh, we already looked at those. We already looked at that, I believe.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story.
All right.
Do you wish to proceed?
I do.
4-foot-long penises are...
4 foot? Oh, why are you not seeing that? Hold on. My bad, guys. Hold on, my bad. There we go. Now you're seeing it. Okay, 4-foot penises are funny, offensive, too big, just my size. Oh, that's like art? They're funny.
What does the skeleton represent?
What does a skeleton represent? I say disease. Like, that's the first thing I thought of was disease. It was either death or disease, but I would go with disease. These are all my answers, so there's no wrong answers.
These women are standing in...
Look at that nipple pinch. These women are standing in like a dressing room. No, they're in a house. I would, yeah, brothel. And that's the madam. Well, they're see, if they were standing in a private bath, they would be looking at each other. But they're looking at me, and one is pinching the other person's nipple. That has to be a brothel.
Who is this couple?
That couple is... I'm not looking at the answers first, by the way. I'm looking at the picture first and coming up with what I think it looks like, and then trying to match it best to the answer. So, it looks like a married couple, and she was from a wealthy family, and he has to kind of be her slave because he works for her father or something. Ooh, master and slave, wow. Totally.
Sex is for procreation alone.
False! That was an easy
I would
one.
like to see her thrust the knife into her body.
I would like to see her thrust the knife into her body. False!
During love play, which phrase is the most exciting?
During love play, which phrase is the most exciting? I love you, you're beautiful. Do me, I'm going to die, you drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. Not even a question. Not even close.
There's so much nudity in art because...
There's so much nudity in art because the naked body is beautiful, sex is always on people's minds, people are dirty, artists love the challenge of painting the human body. Because the naked body is beautiful.
Which surface of the stone would you most like to touch?
The butt. The smooth parts.
Is this art or pornography?
Pornography is art. Sometimes.
Most people equate sex with death.
False.
I have dabbled in homoerotic relationships.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. As far as dabbled? And homoerotic relationships. I would say no to relationships. But I've had homoerotic experiences. But I've never had a homoerotic relationship. I think that, yeah, you would have to think they choose their words carefully. I'm gonna say not in relationships, no.
I thought you were still sleeping.
I've been going over your wife's medication. And I think that using Valium as a depressant and Seconal as a sleeping pill is overkill. Ideally, we should wean her off of all medication.
It's more like a doctor's decision, don't you think?
I will consult with Dr. Turner on this, of course. Is she awake?
No. She sleeps late most mornings. By the time I bring her breakfast up, she's usually awake.
That's a mistake.
What is?
You're keeping her too comfortable and secure in her condition. We need to bring her out to a more active and self-rewarding existence. I take it you didn't always make breakfast.
There's a number of things I do now that I didn't do before. Allison hasn't cooked or baked a thing since Jody. Since the accident.
Your wife is desperately holding on to the past. But by you doing things that you never did before, you're helping her to create an unreal world. A world of illusion, where she doesn't do the things she did before and is actually losing her grip on the past.
Makes sense. Wonder why Dr. Turner never put it that way.
We don't know what the accident was, Luke.
Just trust me, please.
We don't either.
I have a lot of experience with people in her state of mind. We need to change things. Starting now.
You're not intending to do anything shocking, are you?
Electroshock?
No. Just go upstairs and tell her it's time we all had breakfast.
It might be too abrupt.
It's not too abrupt. She'll understand that you have a stranger in the house and you want to make a good impression.
The mornings are always the worst. The depression, it's overbearing.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, there was a seatbelt in her journal, yeah.
No. I'll do it.
It was a car accident,
Good.
but we don't know exactly the extent.
Tell her that I'd like to discuss Jody's breakfast.
That's the problem with being a man. One of the problems with being a man is that the most innocent things get your motor running. She innocently crossed her legs under the table.
Allison. Allison. The nurse is down in the kitchen and she wants breakfast.
It is sort of a burden, Fritz.
With you.
You have to hold that shit back all the time.
Jody's breakfast.
I have to hold back all the time from saying shit that just pops into my head.
I think you better handle this.
Yes.
No, it's like liar, liar. It's exactly like liar, liar. It's like, that's just because your boobs are huge. I mean, I want to squeeze them. I mean, mama.
Oh, Catherine's certainly doing her job, isn't she? She seems to be having the right effect on Allison, but I'm not sure about the way she's affecting Michael. What about that bit of business under the table? Do you think she did that on purpose?
Right?
Michael appears to be a little confused. I must admit, so am I.
But that's, I mean, that's goes hand in hand.
I have bowel problems.
I have bowel problems. What a question. That goes hand in hand with being a decent human being. You have to hold back shit that pops into your head. I'm just saying, like, being a straight male, shit pops into my head all the time, and I hold it back because that's part of being a decent human being. All right, I have bowel problems. No.
Is it ever appropriate for a nurse to question a doctor's authority?
Yes.
Catherine is a tease.
Oh, this is a minefield right here. If I didn't know that she did the shit on purpose, thank you, Aaron MK, for 10 months in a row. I appreciate it. Catherine is a tease. Now, we read her journal and shit, so we know she was in the window on purpose. However, if we had not read her journal, this would be a little bit more difficult to answer. But since she put in her journal like that she knew he was watching and whatever, then yes, she is a tease.
Sometimes I wish I could control another person with the power of my mind.
Sometimes I wish I could control another person with the power of my mind. Fuck yes. Especially in traffic. Go! Fucking go! Put your fucking foot on the pedal and go!
Prescription drugs are always good as long as they are prescribed by a doctor.
Prescription drugs are always good as long as they're prescribed by a doctor. Are always good. I disagree.
Sex with more than one person is
No question. It's thrilling. It is. It's a thrill.
I love to watch Allison knit. She sits so still like a statue, but her hands are moving incredibly fast. It's like she's in a trance, like she's possessed by the ghost of the State Fair knitting champion. I'm walking out in the garden and the wisteria's blooming and the air smells of honey. Whoa!
B?
Hello?
Oh.
Did I break this thing?
Oh. Yeah, B.
A big fat bumblebee just flew into my head and I dropped the recorder.
Flew into your head?
Well, I'm okay now.
Get it out of there.
The recorder appears to still be working. I'm standing by an old barn watching some little birds build a nest. They're so busy. Can you hear them chirping? One of them has some golden stuff in his beak that he's weaving into the nest. It looks like hair. Now he's flying up to the house. He's going to the window of my bedroom. Oh my gosh!
He's taking hair out of your hairbrush.
He's taking the hair out of my brush that I left on the windowsill.
Yep.
Oh, how neat. They're using my hair to help build their home.
Pardon me. It's the beer. I slept better than I expected. I woke feeling calmer, more poised self. What a day yesterday was. The chemistry with Michael and then Allison looked so much like Colette. I'm still not over it, but now I'm more intrigued than shocked. Colette just never understood. For me to be intimate with someone didn't mean that I had to be monogamous. And sleeping with her didn't mean I had to give up men. Her leaving hurt me, though. I enjoyed her as much as anyone. I never wanted to lose her. I always wanted to be friends. I told Allison that watching a nurse take care of my mother after she suffered a stroke inspired me to become a nurse myself. Of course, the story isn't true, but as in the past, it helped establish a bond. The truth is that I became a nurse for no particular reason at all that I can think of, and I got into psychiatry simply because there was a job opening. But that's when it all changed. I turned out to be good at it, very good. And now that I'm a licensed therapist, the doors are really beginning to open. God, I was sick of following orders from those idiot doctors. The only difference between them and me was that they could afford to go to med school, or they had some sweet, dedicated, naive woman just like me who put them through like I did for my ex. And every one of them felt threatened because I was smarter than they were, except Turner. Condoms. A 35-year-old white female came to the clinic to be treated for depression. She was obsessed with collecting used condoms. Gross. Her fetish was extremely arousing, but it also disgusted her. She realized that what she was doing was not normal, and this made her morose. She worked as an insurance underwriter at a big agency in Portland. She was a very neat, well-dressed woman. I instantly noticed her beautiful, well-manicured fingers. For several years, she had been gathering the spent prophylactics from areas of prostitution. She never saved condoms for her own sexual encounters, though. She kept the stranger's condoms in cigar boxes that had belonged to her grandfather. Hey, we all have our kinks. And your kink is fucking weird and gross to the next person, I guarantee you that. So before you judge, think of what makes you weird and how other people would see that. Oops. Oh, it's a new poem. Love with excess of heat, more young than old. Death kills with too much cold. We die but once, and who loved last did die. But who spoke it, who told it, did lie. Such life is like the light which shines yet, when that light of life has set. I cannot say I've loved for those who can say that he or she was killed yesterday. Preparing for the yoni or lingam massage. Take a long, relaxing bath. You and your partner can do this together or separately. Scent the water with pleasing essential oil. Unhurriedly create a quiet, intimate space. Light the space dimly with candles. Burn incense. Play soft music. Spread pillows out. Undress at a leisurely pace. Begin the process of bonding with your partner. Gently caress one another's skin. Kiss, hug, gaze into one another's eyes. Continue this until both of you and your partner feel emotionally and spiritually connected. Oh, whoops. Was that it? Oh, that's it. Okay.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Catherine told me about you, and I was a little scared at first. I thought I'd be afraid when we first met, but she assured me that it'd be okay.
Fourth
and
wall.
You know what?
Fourth wall.
She was right.
Fourth wall.
You know, I thought I'd hate having her here, and now for the first time in months, I feel hopeful. I can't believe it. Michael tries hard, he really does, but he doesn't understand. I mean, he's Jody's father, and he's a very good father. But it's different being a mother. I think only a woman could really understand. Even Dr. Turner doesn't get it. But Catherine does. She really does.
Wait, is she a mother? My mom would take umbrage with that. It's like, Catherine understands. Is she a mother? If not, then no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't understand. If she's not a mother herself, she doesn't know shit. Is what my mom would say. But as art shifted to reflecting real life, so have the voyeurs. Gone are the cherubs and gods, and in their place are voyeurs who look more like ourselves. In Tintoretto's Toilet of Bathsheba, for example, two men seemingly old and wise peek around a garden at a young woman who sits naked before her bathing mirror. Her beauty is classic, and alone, she would be a simple study of the human form. With two men watching, she becomes erotica. Her pose becomes suggestive, perhaps even inviting. We wonder what the two men can see and put ourselves in their places. We wonder if she knows we are there watching. In later paintings such as Rowlandson's The Spyglass, there is no question. The lady lifts her leg and lies back as open as her discarded magazine. The watching becomes the main force of the sketch itself. The men keep their distance, although she invites them closer. The target exposed 6 voyeurs and a vase of erect serpent-like objects. Take careful, steady private aim. What is that? The Spyglass. Hold on. I'm going to look that up. Oh, hold on. What? Roland, son, The Spyglass. I don't see it. All I'm seeing is Napoleon cartoon. I'm seeing like political cartoons. Must be made up. Must be fictional. All right. Let's see. Living room. Nothing. Okay.
The next.
Oh, we already did this. Did that. The map. I think when he talks, that means it's time to go, right? Oh, no, okay, we haven't read this yet. All right, I don't know if I like the idea of Allison's going off the drugs. It scares me. After the accident, the drugs are the only thing that kept Allison from having her fits. I need to call Turner and ask him what he thinks. Allison did perk up, though, when I mentioned Jody's breakfast. I guess that's a good thing. Mrs. Randolph crossed and uncrossed her legs for me. I know she knew I was watching her. I just know it. Turner must have told her that Allie and I haven't had sex since the accident. So why is she doing this to me? It isn't fair. Women just don't understand how doing something like that can drive a man crazy. A little while ago, I was showing Catherine where we keep all the cleaning stuff. She brushed up against me and her breast touched my arm. It was like getting a shock. God, I just realized Catherine reminds me of Susanna. At first, I didn't believe that she and Mark were having sex. But when he told me how it happened, I knew he wasn't lying. Oh, Susanna, right, the girl, the foreign exchange student. I knew he wasn't lying. He had been watching TV in the basement. Susanna came down in her bathrobe. She said she was having trouble sleeping. She sat next to him on the couch. He glanced over and saw that her robe was slightly open. She was naked underneath. She knew he was looking at her, but that's what she wanted. She spread her legs a little wider to give him a better view. He started kissing her, then he went down on her. She did the same for him. I imagined this scene hundreds of times. I put myself in Mark's place. Susanna with her robes open to show her perfect breasts, her long hair on her naked shoulders, the smell of her and the feel of her mouth and tongue. They started having sex all the time. Susanna was on the pill, so they didn't have to worry about her getting pregnant. He told me everything that they did. It drove me insane with desire. Catherine and Susanna. Very few women have what they got. The raw sexuality that pulls guys to them like moths to a flame. Unbuttoning her shirt in front of me, standing in the window, uncrossing and crossing her legs, brushing up against me. What is she thinking? Oh, there's no file this time? Or maybe that was a different computer. All right, same thing. There's nothing. Okay, nothing over there. Okay, same thing. All right. I think that's it. On to the master bedroom. Oh.
Hi, Dr. Betty. I love your show. It's changing my life.
Dr.
Thanks,
Betty.
Sally. How can I help?
Well, I've got a little problem.
That's why people call in. Can you turn your radio off? We're getting feedback.
Sorry.
That's better. Now,
I'll get right to the point. My husband and I are having problems in the bedroom.
sexual problems.
Yeah. You see, Matt just doesn't know how to please me.
Have you talked about it?
Sure.
Have you been to any kind of therapy for couples?
Yes, we went for 6 months. Nothing worked.
So your husband knows what you want, but he won't give it to you.
Precisely. He thinks I'm too, kinky.
He has a problem with your bedroom fantasies.
Yeah, he's offered to do everything but that one thing, and it's driving me crazy.
And the one thing is?
I can't mention it on the air.
Oh, come on, Sally. It's the 90s.
That's what I tell Matt all the time.
Let me take a wild guess. Does your husband have a problem with oral sex?
Not at all.
So what's the problem, Sally?
He won't wear the rubber Nixon mask.
I love it.
What did you say?
He won't wear the Richard Milhouse Nixon mask. He thinks it's weird.
You want him to wear a Nixon mask when you make love.
Yeah.
And he thinks you're weird.
Yeah. Isn't that silly?
Sally,
It is silly.
you need help.
No, don't say that. You are a terrible psychiatrist. You're terrible. Do I have a Nixon mask? Yeah, but only because I like Point Break. The 80s movie.
When you've concluded...
Hold on. I just want to make sure I got everything. Oh, phone call.
Hello, this is Dr. Turner. You have reached the Chrysalis Institute. If you would like to make an appointment, please call back during business hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you for your call, and remember, to become a butterfly, one must first be nurtured in a protective cocoon. Goodbye.
No, I make love in my Nixon mask, and every time I jizz, I go, "Aroo!" Is that weird? Catherine told me that I should stop talking so much or taking so much medicine because she said that made me too sleepy and that I needed to be wide awake because Jody needs me to be alert. Catherine in the house is like having a big sister over for a visit and not like a nurse at all. I'm going to try only breathe at the periods. I had a little funny dream. I was a little girl, the same as Jody, and when I woke up, I looked at my body and was amazed how grown up my body is, and then I looked at myself in the mirror like I haven't really seen myself since the accident, and was shocked at how old, and Jody said I looked just the same, and she said that I'm the prettiest mom in the world, and God, what a beautiful day. I'm glad that Michael finally listened and got professional like Catherine to come out. There's no period there. He got a professional like Catherine to come because he thought that we could take care of Jody all on our own, and he's just like a man to not ask somebody for help. Like when we had a flat tire on a country road and he refused to walk across a field to that farmhouse to use their phone, so we had a big fight, and Jody and I had to sit in the car and wait for an hour when he walked to the gas station. All right. That seems to be about it.
When you've concluded...
Yep, let's go.
Where is this couple now?
At a photo booth? Waiting 30 seconds before they can get their picture taken? In heaven. They're still in the house, they're ghosts. They're in the ground, an old folks home. I'd say they're in the ground then.
Around her neck, she is wearing a...
Jesus, look at the head on that kid. It's like an adult face on a kid's body. Around her neck is like the Virgin Mary. Or a magic amulet. That sounds fun.
Pouting is a good way to get what you want.
Pouting is a good way to get what you want. I don't have to like it for it to be true. I think it might be true. Oh, but the good way. Yeah, a good way to get what you want. That little word right there. If you took that word out, pouting is a way to get what you want. Pouting is a good way to get what you want. Then it's false.
The figure in the shadows of the room is...
Wow, that's creepy. It's a bust. Yeah.
The dog is thinking.
Kill the cat. I have to go outside. I'm hungry. Dogs don't think. The dog is thinking. Well, my dog is always thinking I have to go outside. Not only to pee, or not just to pee, but I want to be outside. I have to go outside. I have to go outside now.
Cemeteries.
Cemeteries show the vanity of mankind, reveal the respect humans have for the dead, are full of ghosts. I would say that. Reveal the respect humans have for the dead. True, I mean, good or bad, that is true.
Did Jesus Christ really exist?
Damn, man, that's a tough one. Was there a Jesus Christ? I don't know where scholars land on this. Like, I would resort to, like, the actual guy. Did he actually exist? Was he an actual, like, person? Or was he, like, a myth? Or was he many people? No, I know, we're not talking religious at all. This is not a religious question. This question is, did this person actually exist? And I would say he was one or many people. But of course, geez. That's a rough one. I'd like to think so. I wouldn't like to think so. I don't care either way. That's a tough question, man. I go with 2. It's not likely. God, I don't know. Like, it's not likely means maybe? Because these are superlatives. Yes. No. This is hopeful, and this is the only maybe on the list. So I'll go with it's not likely. It's not likely, but maybe.
These people are...
These people are ugly, plain, quaint, or spiritual. Quaint.
My idea of heaven is...
Wow. My idea of heaven. Clouds and angels, just like this painting. Nothingness, a beautiful place. Augusta National Golf Course, a harem. Man, I gotta go with 3. Well, see, listen, with the harem one, pick your favorite thing and have your favorite thing every day for eternity. Your favorite thing will become the most hated thing in ever. So nothingness, you can never get sick of nothingness. It's nothing.
Good morning.
Sorry I slept so late.
Yes, well, we have to get on a schedule, so it's best we start right away.
Okay.
If they had bliss,
You can go upstairs and get dressed, Mr. Overton. We'll
if
call
it
you
was
when
just
we're ready.
one word, bliss, I would have picked that.
Well, go on, Michael. Michael.
I take the Johnny the Homicidal Maniac
All right.
option. Just bliss. We got into Apple. We got into some fruit company. So he said I didn't have to worry about money anymore. So I mowed those lawns for free. You can't get tired of nothingness, Moobs. There's nothing there. Can you get tired of a dreamless sleep? No.
What's up?
Allison wants you to do that later.
Oh, it's a Diet Coke break.
Why? I'm almost finished and it's supposed to rain.
It would be really helpful to me if you could do it later.
No desire for head
What possible
exploding.
difference could it make?
You know fire. You know
Jody's
fire.
trying to take a nap and you're keeping her awake.
Man, are those stonewashed? Those look good.
What are you doing?
Shh, lower your voice. I told Allison that I'd give Jody a sponge bath. In the beginning, it's going to be very important for me and for you to follow through and do the things we say we're going to do. I have to win her complete confidence. You understand that?
Yeah, of course.
After you shower and change, I have a list of groceries I want you to get.
We don't need anything. I went shopping yesterday.
What is, like, you can't know what nothingness is. Nothingness to me means no consciousness. Means like a coma forever. A dreamless sleep forever. Like, if you have ever fallen asleep and woken up like 5 hours later feeling like it was 10 minutes, that's what nothingness is to me. Before life, yes, before life. Sure, Moobs, yeah. Before life. Did the 10,000 years before thy birth trouble thee? Then no more will the 10,000 years after thy death.
Hey, Mrs. Greenstreet. I know I don't have an appointment, but I really need to speak with Dr. Turner for just a minute.
He's with a patient.
Oh, can I wait?
He's got a very tight schedule.
I'll just be a few minutes.
He's due at the state hospital immediately after this appointment, and he's running late.
It's important that I see him very briefly.
Is this an emergency? Is your wife with you?
No, I just came from...
Then perhaps I can schedule an appointment for you.
No, look, it is an emergency. I really need to talk to him.
Please have a seat. And when he's through with his session, I'll ask when he can see you.
Yeah, no need to be a
Thank
dick.
you.
Dude, come on. Flies, honey, vinegar, that thing. Hold on, Jim. Jim, I say rock. Hold on one second, Jim. As soon as this video's over, I'll hail you proper. Ooh. Ooh, forget all the other ones. Forget anybody else in this fucking game.
What are you looking at?
Your ass. Your ass and your midriff? Best to be honest.
Mr. Olkin insisted on seeing you. I told him you were fully booked, but he said it's an emergency.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Michael. Come on in.
This is not a dating simulator. This is a psychosexual journey where I am the patient.
Sit down. What's wrong, Michael?
I'm sorry. It's really not an emergency. Just the only way I could get Mrs. Greenstreet to agree to let me stay.
She tries to keep me on schedule.
Oh, it's John Hurt.
So, what's up?
Well, the therapist has arrived.
I know. She called me.
Oh, she did? Well, she never told me. She was critical of Allison's medication.
We did discuss it. But now that she's there, then I think we stand a good chance of getting Allison off some of the drugs.
Then you agree with her?
You don't?
I didn't think she was qualified to make those decisions. But I didn't want to appear critical of her either.
I understand. She is very experienced dealing with people in trauma. How does Allison feel about her?
Oh, much better than I expected.
Well, that's a good thing, then.
Well,
I'll get back to Observer when it releases Metanoid.
I suppose.
I'll finish that game. But don't tell me what to do.
You don't like her.
Or I will
Is that it?
fucking ban you.
No, it's not that I don't like her.
that.
Has there been some kind of problem?
Her methods seem unorthodox.
How so?
Well, she's very authoritarian, for one thing. She's virtually bossing me around in my own house.
Yes. Catherine is used to a lot of responsibility. She was a head nurse at a very young age. She is extremely intelligent, you know.
Although her name is Mrs. Randolph, I get the feeling she no longer has a husband.
Divorced quite recently.
Yeah. Guess she's better at solving other people's problems than her own.
Oh,
The failure
snap.
of a partnership should not be a condemnation of the people involved, Michael. Sometimes things are just not meant to be.
Of course. I don't know why I said that.
I need to get a haircut like this guy? Yeah.
Yes, the most important point, actually. She seems to be humoring Allison too much.
Humoring her?
Yeah, I guess I expected her to be dealing in reality, but she just seems to be fostering the illusion. I mean, I just think she's going about it all wrong.
Well, she is very experienced at this sort of thing. You've been dealing with Allison's condition for what? 6 months now?
Yes, just over.
She has an enormous task, you know. And a major step would be for her to gain Allison's trust.
That's what she says.
Well, she's not lying.
No, I'm sure she isn't. I guess you think it's dumb for me to be so worried.
Oh, of course not. But you must try not to feel so anxious.
Yeah, this game is almost 20 years
the
old.
situation very closely.
It's from 98.
Right. Well, thanks for your time.
Strange seeing yourself like that. I thought I handled it rather well, though, don't you? I mean, if I knew then what I know now, I might have altered my approach somewhat, but given the circumstances, I think my responses to Michael's concerns were, well, appropriate, to say the least. Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
The word which best describes Mrs. Greenstreet is...
I wrote down pathological. I'll look that up for sure. All right, Mrs. Greenstreet was the secretary, right? I would say either I would say efficient. Yeah.
How do you feel in the company of highly intelligent people?
Oh. How do I feel in the company of highly intelligent people? Stimulated.
A term that might describe my own sexuality would be...
Repressed, average, healthy, or overpowering. Let's see, my own sexuality. Weird adjectives to use, or descriptive words. What's the big difference between average and healthy? Always 4. It's not overpowering for me, because you see those guys whose sexuality is overpowering. They're those guys that catcall and like can't help but be like, you got a fine ass, or whatever the fuck they want to say. That's overpowering. I can hold back. Overpowering means I can't control it. Around last call, yes, for sure, man. For sure. Around last call, that is a true statement.
You got a fine ass, Zeke.
I'll go with healthy. I'll go with healthy. You got a fine ass. Thank you, Mr. Salmon. Oh shit, that's right.
I have a new sub to welcome. Hail Jim, I say rock. Bear Seeker.
Jim, I say rock. What is up? Welcome and thank you. Also, Mr. Sandman with 4 months. Welcome back.
When it comes to abortion,
I am pro-choice.
Catherine is very insightful.
Catherine is very insightful. Let's see. And we got another one.
Oh, yes, another new sub. Hail Mr. Inferno 34. Burr Seeker.
Mr. Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Mr. Inferno. All right. Catherine. And Catherine is my wife. She's very insightful. I gotta go with 3. I gotta go with I don't have an opinion on that. I don't have an opinion on that. Oh, Catherine is the nurse? Oh, Catherine is the nurse. Allison is the wife. Right, okay. So let's go back to, okay, Catherine. Is she insightful? I'd say yeah. I say she knows how, you know what, let me look up insightful. I just want to make sure I got the definition right. I'm not afraid to say that I'm not 100% on that. Insightful. Having or showing an accurate and deep understanding. I'd say yeah. I'd agree with that.
Catherine was wrong to make Michael stop mowing the lawn.
Was wrong? We're getting right and wrong up in this?
I wish Catherine was in full sight of my balls.
Mr. Ajax, thank you so much. Welcome back for 5 months. I disagree. Right and wrong. Such a blurry place to live is right and wrong. Psychiatric research reports. Volume 13, number 5. Post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and learned helplessness. Rehabilitation strategies. Summary. Withdrawal, regression, and denial are prominent clinical features in patients who have not been able to effectively fuck. Whoops, not effectively fuck. That's not what I meant. Who have not been able... And there's Harvey Keitel's Flaccid Dong, one of the best names on Twitch. Thank you for the second month and more before that. Thank you very much. Good to see you again. And...
Oh, one more new sub. Hail, Luna the Lip. Berserker.
Luna the Lip. Sound like a mafia connotation. Hey, you gotta go over to Jimmy the Shirt. She'll tell you how to find Luna the Lip. Anyway, thank you, Luna. Welcome. All right. Withdrawal, regression, and denial, prominent clinical features in patients who have not been able to effectively process trauma. The scientific literature suggests antecedent factors such as marital conflict, unresolved family issues, lack of a strong supportive network and friends, and excessive reliance on prescriptive medication place some patients... Okay, so I just got to share this with you guys. I'm sorry to stop the action, but every once in a while, I'll get an editor message from my mods. Now, I have a dashboard, a custom-made dashboard, that my mods can access and give me messages directly from them, and they flash green so I see them in case, like, something I didn't see, something I need to notice. So Scott just sent me a message. Mr. Scott Evans just sent me a message. And his message that stopped the show was, my tiny, sweet, innocent 4-year-old daughter took a shit so big that it choked the toilet and became an emergency. Girls are fucking gross. That was worth it. Worth stopping the show, baby. Worth stopping the show for that. I totally agree. I love you too, endmylifedog.com. And there's the Frost Bube with 21 months. Thank you, Frost Bube. Welcome back. All right. Lack of a strong supportive network of friends successful. Okay. Dissociative symptoms and flashbacks to the trauma are not effectively dealt with, and suicidal preoccupation with suicidal impulses are ever present in the patient's consciousness. At the same time, the tendency to resist outside support and or intervention is strong. Self-mutilating behavior, such as cutting the skin with razor blades or puncturing the skin with sharp instruments, become a substitute when patients lack the mobilization of resources to kill themselves. It is one of the ways patient tries to tolerate the lack of emotional control that occurs as traumatic memories unfold. Until the patient can safely explore specific aspects of the trauma with a critical incident psychotherapist, these patients remain a danger to themselves and others. When self-injury no longer has the desired effect, their actions may become lethal, i.e. self-destruction, or in some rare cases attacking others, including those in helping professions with homicidal intent. While common techniques include mood monitoring, rapport building, and management of specific symptom expression of the patient, some uncommon therapeutic interventions have also proven effective. Although still experimental in nature, the use of expressive art, meditation, massage, and naturopathy, including dietary modification, have decreased the patient's resistant attitude towards processing the intolerable anxiety associated with the traumatic memory. One of the more extreme strategies of recreating the traumatic setting with actual props and person present at the tragedy has had inconclusive results. Much like the implosive therapies and forms of shock therapies used for phobias, the experience for the patient is a sink-or-swim phenomenon. When the rehabilitation specialist has established strong rapport with the patient, an approach using gradual introduction of and recreation of the events leading up to trauma may provide a fruitful beginning for the specialist. The therapist can have some gauge to how the patient is responding and coping to the pace of the stage theater, and the therapist is bringing to the patient. Therapist directs the play, often in collaboration with the patient, who in their vulnerable state may be drawn in to assist in making the illusion as real as possible. Many patients with traumatic memories already have residual rituals that they have been secretly playing out behind the backs of other survivors. It's up to the therapist to direct the flow of recreating the trauma. They may experience greater resistance by other survivors who have sought to bury all the residual emotional events or all the residual emotional currents of the trauma with the dead. Okay. All right.
I don't know about you, but I think this situation isn't good. Not good at all.
Wow, that's
Could
astute.
even be dangerous. Mrs. Overton really doesn't need her husband undermining her therapy. That poor woman. Not that I think Mrs. Randolph is the Florence Nightingale of psychiatric care, but she is a professional psychotherapist, and Dr. Turner is certainly enthusiastic. Perhaps a little too enthusiastic. Well, it's my lunch hour, and it's wasting away.
Ha!
Keep an eye on him for me, will you?
Another...
And maybe you should watch out for our nurse-turned-therapist. She's a bit too clever for her own good, if you ask me.
Another example of hating on something you don't have. Hating because you can't have. Another example of that. Case notes for Justine Carter intake interview. Brief history. The attractive 26-year-old married parent of a 5-year-old girl came in requesting prescriptive medicine for depression. States she has periodically suffered from depression since adolescence. Described a childhood with parents battering each other and children during alcohol binges. Left home at 16 years of age. Lived with an aunt in San Francisco. Received a high school equivalency diploma. Attended community college and completed a program in medical record keeping and computer technology. Moved to Rogue Valley in 1991 with her husband, Brandon Carter. Has worked periodically at community hospitals and numerous medical clinics in the Valley. Married 7 years with one daughter, Caitlin, claims her life would be without meaning if anything happened to my baby. Describes many medical emergencies she had with the child since her birth, including chronic and severe ear infection, intestinal disorder of unknown origin, and breathing irregularities. Munchausen syndrome! States her husband does not provide emotional support in parenting her daughter. Current functioning. Mrs. Carter's stress appears to be situationally induced by an obsessive concern with her daughter's health and safety, and by her husband's lack of attention and long working hours away from home. Became defensive when I suggested that an effective means for reducing stress in addition to prescriptive medicine was to make greater effort to include her husband in parenting Caitlin. This in turn would give her a chance to get a life for herself. Suggests that her husband's periodic excessive use of alcohol created distrust, and his workaholic tendencies mitigated against him have much investment in family decision making and participation in dealing with daughter's many medical problems. I have Phantom Trigger in my Steam library, Koi. So it might be on tomorrow, because tomorrow is Indie Sunday, and I'm going to be playing games that I got for free, and that was one of them. Immediate treatment goals. Return appointment in 2 weeks. Recommend marriage counseling with clinical psychologist. Suggested that I would be willing to work with her around her daughter's illness. Further advised entrusting her daughter to a single pediatrician rather than physician hopping to hospitals and medical clinics throughout the valley. A consistent medical plan to strengthen daughter's health appears to be lacking. Mother may need education about typical childhood illness and encouragement around her ability to care for her child in a non-crisis mode. Symptomatic patterns and diagnostic justification. Pattern of daily or almost daily depression for over 2 years. Poor appetite, fatigue, periods of hypersomnia and insomnia, difficulties in concentration, no manic episodes reported. Dysmic disorder. Zoloft for 30 days. Hey, my mom's on Zoloft. She didn't show up the next time. She was a no-show the next time. Hold on. Am I done? Okay. Psychiatric Quarterly. Munchausen by proxy. What did I say? Fucking called it. Fucking diagnosed that shit. I'm motherfucking Dr. House in this bitch. The essence of Munchausen by proxy includes the deliberate production of trauma illness, both physical and psychological, in another human being. The perpetrator then takes on the dramatic role of rescuer or savior by compelling the victim to vomit, performing CPR, rushing the victim to hospital emergency rooms where she criticizes the medical personnel as uncaring and incompetent. The most frequent relationship pattern involves a mother as the perpetrator and the child as the victim. Psychiatric and psychological dynamics require the mother's need to emotionally identify with the child as if to assume the sick role by proxy. Often these mothers have ambivalent feelings toward the child, who is often an infant, toddler, or preschooler. Overinvestment and overprotection of a child, low self-confidence, a drive for attention, resentment, and often severe psychopathy underlie the perpetrator's unconscious and sometimes conscious manipulation of the child's physical health and developing psyche. The style, simulations, and severity of the perpetrator's web of deception with the child and medical personnel is limited only by our medical and creative sophistication. Invasive tactics such as smothering the child to mimic sleep apnea, compelling the child to ingest poisons, and injecting feces and alcohol into the child's veins may occur along with less invasive tactics. Along with a sick child, a thick fabricated medical history of other illnesses and injuries may be given to the medical staff of the hospital. Fathers are frequently absent and unaware of the mother's actions or have been forced to give in to the mother's symbiotic relationship with the child and her demand to handle all healthcare decisions. On occasion, the mother may draw the unknowing father into collaborating in creating serious physical injuries to the child where he is deemed responsible. The mother not only receives attention from the medical staff for being a devoted and loving mother to her child, she also creates greater distance between the child and the father. The father is now seen as abusive or at least irresponsible. If the father has substance abuse potential, the mother may support measures to undermine the husband's efforts at self-control by tolerating and even aiding and abetting use and abuse of illicit drugs and or excessive use of alcohol. The very nature of this relatively rare form of child abuse is the mother's compulsive need for attention. Often one of the subtle manipulations of mothers Munchausen by proxy illness to strengthen and justify her symbiotic relationship with her child is the disclosure of a childhood or of severe neglect and physical and emotional battering by other family members. Early detection can break this potentially lethal cycle. Placing the child in an environment away from the mother may produce an almost immediate abatement of many symptoms manifested by the child. Look for borderline symptomology in the mother who has turned to excitement of being on center stage under the attentive eyes of physicians and other hospital staff while she plays out her psychopathology. Excuse me. Yeah, Munchausen syndrome by proxy is a real thing. And you said there are more files? Oh shit. Case notes for William Martin and Marilyn Berg. Couple of recent college graduates who have been living together for 2 years came for couples counseling after Miss Berg threatened to leave Mr. Martin if he didn't get help. Throughout their courtship, her words, she states that he had difficulty disengaging from ex-girlfriends, said this should have been a sign of what was to come. Mr. Martin did little to defend himself against her litany of complaints, his drinking, partying, and ongoing attempts to engage others into what she describes as orgies and what he calls normal sexual experimentation for couples who are more enlightened. Ms. Berg wants monogamous commitment, and Mr. Martin says he is leaning that way. 2 weeks ago, Ms. Berg reluctantly agreed to participate in a three-way sexual encounter with another woman. Afterwards, she asked William how he would feel about a three-way with another man. She arranged liaison with a friend. When the man arrived, William was due to be home from work at any time. Being somewhat attracted to the other man, Ms. Berg didn't resist when he suggested they get warmed up while waiting for him. The two shared alcohol and cocaine and were in the midst of coitus when William stormed out of the clothes closet from which he had been peeping. He shoved the man out of the way and told him to leave the house and peeled off his own pants, lustily mounted Ms. Berg, and completed the act. Cook! Reflecting on the event later, Ms. Berg reported she felt that he didn't respect her needs, suggested that the two of them seek separate counselors to thoroughly analyze their motivation to stay together as a couple. Also said that in spite of my reputation as an expert in sex therapy, they'd heard of me through friends, they may do better with other therapists to help them better understand their decision-making around sexual matters and courtship. And I don't like that cuckolding. I don't like that has a bad connotation. Because it's sex, man. If someone want to watch their girlfriend get fucked by another man, don't bother my ass. All right.
When you've concluded this test, you will return to the story. Do you wish to proceed?
Yeah, don't kink shame, right. All right, here we go.
Out of the following, which dancer best personifies your personality?
Out of the following, which dancer personifies your personality? Oh my God, I don't know any of these people. I know their names. I don't know how they dance. Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Danced on Air. Come on, that's from a Madonna song. Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Danced on Air. Baryshnikov, Paula Abdul. Oh yeah, Paula Abdul, for sure. No question.
Surrealistic art disturbs me.
Oh, false.
This image makes me think of...
let me look at it before I look at any of the clues. Or the clues. Before I look at any of the answers, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna say, it makes me think of like a microscopic close-up. Of something blue. Water, stalagmites, an alien planet, a battlefield, nothing. All right.
Yeah. Hail, Machine Maiden, Berserker.
Machine Maiden, welcome, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for writing down the game I suggested, Pathologic. Also, thank you for playing The Initiate. I gifted it to my uncle on Steam, and he likes those types of games and loves it. Thank you for the laughs and fun and games. You bet, Machine Maiden. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for saying. Very nice of you. I'm going to say... I'll go water.
Art should not.
Art should not. Oh, come on! Art should do all of those things! This is the only one where I want, like, nothing is even close. This is terrible. Art should disturb. It should excite. It should arouse. It should inspire. Well, I gotta pick one. I guess, well, the only one that stands out from all these that are, I mean, disturbing is the only one that is considered more negative than the others. I'm gonna go with disturb, just cause.
This image makes me think of...
This image makes me think of... The circus, a fetus, a monster, an operation, none of the above. I'd say circus.
I enjoy.
Circus for me. I am drinking John's Generations White Ale from Iowa City. It was a gift from a viewer. I enjoy gutting a fish. I've never done it.
This image makes me think of...
This image makes me think of... like sadness, deformity, crippled, an old man with a cane, a butcher, death, none of the above. I'll go with one.
The artist who painted this
is metal as fuck! I'll go with unique vision, sure.
The slaying of a dragon in art symbolizes...
Slaying of dragon in art symbolizes like the overcoming. Snuffing out of desire, good conquering evil, heroism, nothing. Heroism, sure, heroism.
Michael! Oh, Michael!
Well, you look so excited.
It's closest to the right answer.
What about Jody?
She's sitting up! She's sitting up in bed.
Really?
Yes. Catherine got her to do it. We were just talking about how she needed to try harder, and Catherine said she should be sitting up in bed. And she went right upstairs and got her to do it. Just like that. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And that's not all. You gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
Do what?
She wants her own television for her room. She wants her own television.
Catherine wants her own television set.
Yes.
Montana boy never gut no fish.
Jody wants her own television. She's sitting up now, and she wants her own television set.
I've caught a fish, never gutted it.
Well, Michael, I would think that you'd be more excited and happy about this.
I am. It's such a surprise.
Isn't it, though? It's because of Catherine. That woman can work miracles.
Your hair looks great. What'd you do to it?
Well, Catherine did it.
Let's change the subject.
You will do it, won't you, Michael? You will get her own television set?
That's what she wants.
She does.
First, I gotta get the groceries in the house.
Let me help.
No, that's okay, I got it.
I'm not helpless, you know.
I know.
Oh, you bet I'm playing the Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition on the 15th. You bet I am.
Where's Catherine now?
She's upstairs doing her meditation. She does it faithfully for 1 hour every day. While she's doing it, she can't be disturbed.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Michael.
What a dick!
Whatever she's doing, it takes a great deal of concentration.
You are such a
She's
dick.
gonna teach me how to do it.
Oh, won't that be swell?
What is your fucking problem, Michael?
What's wrong with you?
No shit.
Look at this stuff. We got organic vegetables, we got health cereals, a carrot cake with no, underlined, no artificial ingredients. And this stuff is expensive. If you ask me, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Soy milk, for Christ's sake.
For Christ's sake.
Michael.
I love how it
just
wasn't.
pisses me off that I have to go out and get all this stuff.
It wasn't a common thing in '98 to get soy milk.
Nothing is too great a sacrifice or an effort if it will help Jody.
What up, Gaby Gravy?
You're right.
Cause everybody hurts sometime.
Michael. Could you go up to Jody's room and get her drawings and her notebooks and her report cards too?
What do you need those things for?
Well, Catherine wants them. She wants to know all about Jody so she can work with her better.
Crying out loud, Allison. I don't know where those things are.
They're in the bottom 2 drawers of her dresser. Could you please do it, Michael?
She's probably asleep. I don't want to wake her up.
Michael.
Dude, here's your chance. Make love to her right there on the bench. Right there. She's feeling good, man. Right there on the bench. That wicker, break that wicker. I want you to fuck her through your wicker couch. Suddenly opera. Oh. Gotta get my finger on the scene switcher. Just in case. Getting my dick out. Oh, he's going to his daughter's room. I thought he was going to the psychiatrist's room. My bad. He's remembering the accident. Okay. Head injury from a car wreck. Put your dick back. Put your dicks back right now. Hurry. Put your dick back before you hate yourself forever.
I've worked with patients in severe denial before, but never anyone who's suffered to the same extreme as Allison. And that's actually why I introduced Catherine into the process. Virtually her first case, once she became a licensed therapist, was with a young man in Portland who was undergoing similar trauma after the death of his mother. And Catherine's effect was remarkable. I was somewhat removed from the case and don't really know how she did it. But I saw Danny in his before and after conditions. And the results were astonishing. She's good. She's very good.
Sometimes, when I'm drunk, I get angry and break things. Can a woman be both passive and sexy?
Oh, yeah, women can be sexy at all times.
Jodie can be best described as which of the following?
Jodie can best be described as which of the following? Jodie, the daughter, a crutch, a casualty, a memory, a burden, a weapon. A casualty. She's not dead, but a casualty doesn't necessarily mean death, right? Just means the eventuality of whatever happened. The first definition is killed, but the second definition is a person or thing badly affected by an event or situation. Yeah.
If I was Michael, I would be very angry with Catherine.
No. Wait, Catherine the psychiatrist. No. Absolutely not.
I am hostile
Neither
toward
one.
people who lead alternative lifestyles.
I am hostile towards people who lead alternative lifestyles. I like the quote-unquote alternative lifestyles. You mean a kink that you don't understand lifestyle? Alternative lifestyle, meaning that's gross to me. No.
Who was driving the car when it ran into the tree?
Who was driving the car when it ran into the tree? Allison was. Because Michael got out of the passenger side. Right? Michael got out of the passenger side, right? Maybe this is an opinion question. I'm gonna go with my gut.
Sometimes I drive too fast.
That's easy.
Swearing offends me.
Not at all. Okay. Swearing does not offend me at all. Not in the fucking little slightest amount. Hold on. Nipples are allowed on Twitch now by guys, right? It's a double standard, but I'll take full advantage. Ooh. Ooh. I had to do it. Okay. The second level of voyeurism is the artist himself. He watches from the length of the paintbrush as bodies take shape, unveiled and uninhibited. With a few short, colorful strokes, he unlocks doors, uncovers beds, dresses, and undresses people around him, putting them in positions they might never imagine themselves. Such is the case with Gabrielle d'Etre. I'm brutalizing that, I'm sure. Gabrielle d'Etre and the Duchess de Villars? I don't know how to pronounce that at all. In this portrait, two noblewomen are captured bathing together. Oh, so it was a bathhouse. My bad. They were looking at me, though. Why are they looking at me if they're in a bathhouse? Two noblemen were captured bathing together, looking stately and jeweled and regal, even in their nudity, even as one delicately tweaks the nipple of the other. Is it a vision of beauty? Is it a vision? Beautiful? Absurd? That the artist had seen within himself? Is it his window into himself? He gazes at the two women with emotions we can only guess. The woman doing needlework in the background, a woman doing needlework in the background doesn't look up. I don't know if she was doing needlework. The two ladies in the foreground look their voyeuristic creator in the eye. Oh, they're looking at the artist. Okay. Unless... Lassert's, well, don't be cruel. The artist speaks inside the boudoir, or peeks inside the boudoir to find a little foreplay in a couple's reversal of roles. The gentleman seems shy while his lady seems determined to get what she wants. His legs are stiffly together, her legs are splayed, pushing his apart. His hand gently restrains hers. She lifts his skirt anyway. Despite the privacy of the moment, the artist cannot look away. Still the pills. Okay. Next.
The next TAT will be given in Jodie's room.
Okay, we're in the bathroom.
Look in her.
Go in the master bedroom.
We have Pat on the line.
Hello, Dr.
Hey,
Betty.
first time,
Hi,
long
Pat.
time.
What's on your mind?
My husband doesn't want me anymore.
Do you know why?
He doesn't find me attractive.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because I'm not?
Is there something wrong with you?
Because I'm not
I
attractive.
don't think so.
Your husband just all of a sudden stopped being attracted to you.
Yes,
You don't have sex anymore?
not for 2 years. And I can't figure it out. I never felt unattractive before.
You sound like
But
Roz
now I'm
from
starting to
Cheers
feel like maybe I am ugly.
and Frasier.
That maybe I've been deluding myself all of my life. Maybe when people said that I was beautiful, they were just being nice.
What do you look like?
What do you mean?
Describe yourself.
Well, I'm very tall, about 5'10", and I have long blonde hair. I have very high cheekbones. My body is shapely. I have a 36, 24, 36 figure. A lot of men tell me I look like that Italian actress, Sophia Loren.
Well, Pat, it sounds like your husband needs a healthy dose of testosterone if he can't manage to have sex with somebody who looks like you.
Oh, he's having sex.
With whom?
With Mom.
Your husband is having sex with your mother?
For the past 2 years.
How long have you known this?
I just found out last week. I went over to Mom's house to help her change her sheets.
You help your mother change her sheets?
Yeah. She has trouble getting around, doing housework. You see, she weighs 600 pounds.
600
Oh!
pounds?
She's very big boned. And she's pushing 68.
She's 68 years old?
Anyway, I was looking under the bed, and I found a box of letters. Love letters from George to Mom. Very lewd love letters.
Well, it's pretty simple, Pat. Your husband is a geriatric obesophile.
A whatophile?
He likes porking fat old women.
Well, what can I do to get him back?
You want him back? Are you nuts? This guy is screwing your mother.
Are you nuts? Great question for a psychiatrist to fucking ask.
Well, you better start feeding your face because that's the only way you're going to get him back. So go out and get a bag of potato chips, Pat. I'm Dr. Betty.
That is so funny because, or not funny, but immediately when she said she's 600 pounds, all I thought was, Alexa, play Whole Lotta Rosie.
Whole Lotta Rosie by AC/DC from Spotify. DC from Spotify.
Alexa, stop. Whole lot of Rosie. That's the one that came to mind, man. Now, fat bottom does not, like, you can have slimmer women with fat butts, for sure. But someone who's 600 pounds, they're big all over. Jody sat up in bed. What a miracle. Catherine is amazing. That funny, unfocused look has gone from Jody's eyes and her old sparkle is coming back, so I asked Michael to bring up a TV for her, and he laughed and said, "My God, why didn't I think of that before?" He wanted to go out and buy a brand new TV, but I told him the old one would be just fine for now. Michael and Catherine are getting along famously. Michael joked about adding on a room for her. The strange feeling came again today, the feeling that something as bad is going to happen to Jody, and it scares me so much that I have to sit down. Actually, I have to lie down and curl up and cover my head, and the feeling terrifies me. It's like the world turns into a nightmare, like I can't tell the difference between what's real and what isn't, and then I start to cry, and I can't help it. I start to cry. I think the reason I cry is that I'm so happy that she's getting better every day, but the feeling scares me. I want the feeling to go away. Okay. There was nothing else in the dresser, right? It was just the radio? Yep. Yep, okay.
Something very interesting happened today. We were making dinner and Allison cut her finger while chopping vegetables. It was a bad cut, but she just quietly stared with fascination at the blood dripping out of the wound. I overcame my urge to bind the finger because I knew something important was happening. I figured she was having a flashback to the accident. I wonder what somebody would have said if they had just seen me watching her bleed like that, but I couldn't interrupt it, though. I had to see where it would lead. After about a minute, it seemed a lot longer, she started to tremble uncontrollably. And that's when I stepped in and washed and bound the wound. Allison didn't say a word for a couple of hours. She sat at the kitchen table, staring into space. It reminded me of when we went bike riding that one time and you flew over the handlebars and landed on your palms in the gravel, and you just sat there, plucking the stones from your bloody hands with the serene, rapt expression on your face. You told me that you loved things like that because they made you feel so alive. I wonder if Allison was thinking about life or death.
Terrible sadness permeates this house. It would be easy living here to get sucked into it. I frequently need to visualize myself showering away the sadness and watching it swirl away down the drain. While Michael and Allison have, each in their own way, struggled to cope with what happened to Jody, distance has ripped open between them. Allison harbors a great deal of hostility towards Michael. It's so all-encompassing, so overwhelming that she doesn't even recognize it, let alone understand it. Her affection for me may just be a byproduct of her anger with him. I see it in her eyes. I hear it in her voice when she speaks to him. She told me that she and Michael haven't been having sex. I was surprised that she revealed so much so soon. It's a sign that she trusts me. Michael's lack of sex might explain something about the attraction between us. When he came in from mowing the lawn, I could feel the heat pouring off his naked chest. He smelled so good, like grass and dirt. Man, I've been putting on cologne, wrong cologne, man. He tries to deny Allison's anger, but it's clear that he feels it on some level. She can't help but feel it. He's in a lot of pain. He suffers almost as much as Allison does, maybe more. Michael wants his wife back, all of her. I know exactly how he feels. My principal responsibility here is Allison, but I'm going to do what I can to help them both return to each other as whole and healthy human beings. They both need me as much as I need this case. The advantage of this live-in therapy arrangement is that it allows me to use whatever tools of healing I choose, rather than just the ones prescribed by those narrow-minded drug pushers that call themselves psychiatrists. Complained about me. It sounds as if Turner handled it well. Still, though, I'm going to have to find more effective means of dealing with Michael. I do want to help him if he'll let me. But if he won't, I simply can't allow him to interfere with my work with Allison. I really enjoyed working with Allison today. We spent a long time talking about Jody, and I attended to some of the basics Allison's been neglecting since the accident. I helped her groom herself and brushed her and fixed her hair for her. I couldn't help but think of Colette as I did that, about the time we bathed each other, washed and combed each other's hair, about how afterward Colette had laid me down, my bare back to the hardwood floor, and taken away the towel. She asked me to stretch my arms straight up and bring my hands together so my fingertips press against each other. Between each fingertip, she inserted a marble. My task, she said, was not to allow the marbles to drop no matter what, where or how she touched me. She said if one marble dropped, she'd stop. That's pretty hot. I think I'll meditate. I could use a little relaxation. I'd like to get Allison doing it. Oh, we already did this, right? Oh, no. We did not. Performing the yoni massage. Ask the receiver to lie on her back. Place pillows under her head as to allow her to look down at her genitals and up at you. Place another pillow covered by a towel beneath her hips. Ask her to spread her legs apart and place more pillows beneath her knees. Sit cross-legged between her parted legs. Initiate deep, relaxed breathing. Deep breathing should continue throughout the massage. As sexual arousal increases, the receiver may feel inclined toward quicker, shallower breathing. At such times, gently remind her to breathe deeply and slowly. Begin by massaging the receiver's legs, abdomen, thighs, breasts, and arms. Move slowly and continue until her body becomes relaxed. After the receiver has relaxed, pour a small quantity of massage oil or lubricant onto the mound of her yoni. Just enough so that oil drips down the outer lips and covers the outside of the yoni. Gently and without haste, massage the mound and other lips of the yoni. Gently squeeze each of the outer lips between the thumb and index finger, sliding your hands up and down its entire length. Repeat with each of the outer lips, moving slowly, and breathe. Gaze into the receiver's eyes. Ask her whether the pressure or speed or location of your touch should be altered, and act on whatever suggestions she offers. If she likes, encourage her to massage her own breasts as you continue to massage her yoni. Lightly stroke the receiver's clitoris using a circular motion. Gently squeeze the clitoris between your thumb and index fingers. The receiver will undoubtedly become extremely aroused at this point. Remind her to relax and breathe deeply. Slowly insert the middle finger of your right hand into the yoni. Gently explore and massage the inside. Feel up, down, and sideways. Vary the depth, speed, and pressure of your touch. With your palm turned up, crook the inserted finger back towards your wrist. Your fingertip will contact a spongy area of tissue just under the pubic bone behind the clitoris. This area is known amongst Westerners as G-spot. In Tantra, it is the sacred spot. Okay. Are we getting yoni emotes? You bet. As a receiver, whether she finds pleasure applied to her sacred spot pleasurable or painful, if she experiences pleasure, continue to massage this area using back and forth, side to side circular motions. Vary this pressure, speed, and pattern of your movements. Carefully insert the ring finger of your right hand into the yoni. Continue to explore and massage the inside using both your middle and right ring fingers. With the thumb of your right hand, gently stimulate the clitoris. Move slowly. Enjoy giving the massage. That is the most important line of this entire thing. That is the most important line of the entire thing, in my experience. And I can only speak from my own experience. This right here. Enjoy giving the massage. Enjoy giving the massage. Most important thing. If the receiver likes, insert the pinky ring of your right hand into her anus. Use additional lubrication and be very gentle. In Tantra, it is said that when your pinky rests inside a woman's anus, your ring and middle fingers inside her yoni and your thumb and her clitoris hold one of the mysteries of the universe in your hand. That's hilarious. I love that. While your right hand remains thusly engaged, use your left hand to massage the receiver's breast, abdomen, or clitoris. The dual stimulation of right and left hands will provide much pleasure for the receiver. Continue massaging for as long as the receiver likes. If she experiences an orgasm, encourage her to relax her body and to continue breathing deeply. If you continue massaging after her first orgasm, she may experience more, each gaining in intensity. In Tantra, this is known as riding the wave. When the receiver feels the massage to be complete, very slowly, gently, and with great respect, remove your hands from her yoni. If she likes, cuddle or hold her. As you learn to master yoni massage, your sex life will become greatly enriched, and you will learn a tremendous amount about feminine sexuality. That's not bad. I mean, it's correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems like pretty true. Promiscuous girl. A teenage girl was brought to the clinic by her parents for promiscuity. She was 14 and already experienced, by her count, 800 sexual partners. That's a lot. The patient kept track of these encounters in a notebook. That's how the parents found out what was going on. She met the man at bars or public restrooms. In the notebook, she recorded meticulous details of sexual acts. For example, the size and shape of a man's penis, the time it took him to ejaculate, etc. The patient took absolutely no pleasure in the sex. Rather, she was obsessed with collecting new names and data for her notebook. Dr. Turner was brought in to supervise the case. Or something I missed here. Nope, not that. Nah. This. The arbor. Towering leafy canopies, arching crowns of emerald, children of far-off lands, why do you weep? Your branches leaning in silence, tracing signs against the sky, an unspeaking witness to your laments, a sweet perfume ascends. In longing and desire, you spread your arms and embrace, deceiving yourself in emptiness, a fearful darkness. Oops. Oh, that's it. Okay. That was Catherine's room. Oh, Jody's room. I haven't been there yet. We'll go there in a minute. Same thing. Computer. All right. Alice and I met at college our senior year. We instantly attracted to each other, and the sex was fantastic. After a month, we knew we were in love. She was so much fun back then, so full of life. She loved going on road trips, especially to the ocean. We never talked about marriage. We were always saying stuff like when we have kids or when we have a house. One night after having incredible sex, Alice started crying. She told me that she was worried that all I wanted her for was sex. I told her that was stupid. That's a good way to go. Don't be stupid. You're so stupid. I don't want you for sex, you idiot. So she said that she didn't want to sleep with me for a while. Good for her. At first, I was okay with the whole thing, but after a month, I wondered what in the hell was going on. I was incredibly frustrated. We started arguing a lot, and then all of a sudden, we were on the verge of splitting up. Alice had a roommate named Tracy, a friend of hers from high school. She was a hippie chick with tattoos and a pierced belly button. She was pretty and had an amazing body. She was always flirting with me. One night, Tracy and I got really drunk and ended up in bed. The sex was great, and I wanted to do it again. Tracy felt guilty, though. She thought she had betrayed her friend. She thought? Well, if you didn't ask first, then that's a betrayal. The next day, Allison came over. She said that Tracy had told her what had happened. The weird thing was Allison didn't seem mad. In fact, she was apologetic. She told me that everything was her fault and that she wanted to start sleeping together again. She started crying. We made love that afternoon. A couple of weeks later, I found out something really bizarre. Tracy told me that Allison encouraged her to have sex with me. Oh, really? That's a good girlfriend. She had told Tracy that she didn't care about me anymore. It was only after she found that we had had sex that she wanted me back. Turner was no help. He thinks I should just go along with what Catherine says. I think that Mrs. Randolph is insecure and she feels like she needs to boss me around all the time to show me that she's in control of the situation. I didn't tell Turner what I really felt. She's very defensive of her. She's like she's his kid or his girlfriend. The whole situation is starting to sort of piss me off. But I promised myself I'd do anything just so long as it helped Allie. But is it helping her? She just seems to be sinking deeper and deeper in her fantasy world. And Mrs. Randolph is the one who's pushing her. Turner told me that Mrs. Randolph is divorced. I'm not surprised. Mrs. Greenstreet knew I was looking at that nymphet's ass in Dr. Turner's office. That was really embarrassing. The girl exuded sex, though, and she wanted me to look at her. I wonder what kind of therapy old Doc Turner is giving her. I bet he doesn't mind seeing her 3 times a week. I stopped by the office and said hi to everyone. Leanne wasn't there, but everyone else was happy to see me. Duncan asked me if I wanted to play tennis sometime. I told him that would be great, and then I went to Hippy Dippy Food Co-op and bought about $50 worth of health food crap. On my way home, I stopped off at the driving range and blasted some balls to the fence. Man, that felt good. I dread going to bed. Allison sleeps so rigidly like a corpse. I want to run from the house, run away from them. I'm going to go out on the porch and drink a couple of beers. It's starting to rain. I just woke up from the scarecrow dream. I can't sleep. 15 minutes passed while I just sat there staring into space. I can't stop thinking about Mark, or maybe it's Susanna I'm dwelling on. It was Susanna's birthday party, and everyone had forgotten to get ice cream for the cake. Mark volunteered to run the store. He got hit by a drunk driver as he drove home. He was in a coma. The doctor didn't know if he would ever come out of it. Susanna and I were alone in the hospital with him. I had my arm around her, holding her close. My face was touching hers. We were both overwhelmed by what had happened. We were scared and shocked and anguished. I could feel her hot tears rolling down my cheeks. I licked my lips and tasted her tears. And then the strangest thing happened. Something about the feel and taste of her tears sent this powerful electrical sensation rushing through my body. I held Susanna closer to me. She must have felt it too because she opened her eyes wide and stared at me. All these emotions, sorrow and lust, loss and gain, all of them mingled together and pulled us together like a spell. We started kissing passionately, touching each other's bodies. Surprised and thrilled by our unexpected desire, Susanna led me to a spare bedroom, and we made love while my best friend lay dying. And later that night, I had the scarecrow dream for the first time. The same dream I had tonight. In the dream, I'm walking through a house in the daytime. Nobody's home. Everything is so quiet and still. I look outside toward the pasture. I see a scarecrow hanging limp on its wooden cross. I walk outside, across the field. The closer I get to the scarecrow, the more scared I get. The scarecrow looks like a person, a man. I can't see his face. I stop an arm's length away. An old straw hat covers the man's features. I stare with horror at his hands, nailed to the old boards. The blood is dried and caked on. Suddenly the man twitches. I stumble backwards and fall on the ground. The scarecrow turns his head slowly and looks towards the sky. His eyes are sunken, his skin is cracked from exposure, but I can still recognize who it is. It's my face. It is me! Oh, he had the Darth Vader thing. The Darth Vader dream. I want Zeke to read 50 Shades of Grey like this. Just super fast. Okay. Back to the map. Let's see. That was the study, the kitchen. Carrot cake, organic carrots. Oh, this is just the shopping list. The hippy dippy food co-op shopping list.
The next TAT will be given in
now
Jody.
the living room. Anything more in the living room? Nope. Nothing new. Jody's room. Oh, shit. We'll take a break after this.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Michael went to see Turner. I half expected it. Turner wants me to keep Michael more informed, if that's going to help anything. She'd be a lot better off if he went back to work and let me get on with my job. I'm making a lot of progress with her, and it would be a considerable improvement if I didn't have to explain myself every step of the way.
That other thing is the map, Reinhardt.
He's so resistant.
That's
And
an
the
old
biggest part
thing.
of my job is trying to untangle the mess he's created for the past 6 months. Turner's not much help either. He's better than most of them, but it never ceases to amaze me how out of touch psychiatrists can be with what's really troubling their patients.
Okay. Break time. Come back. We'll keep going. So stick around. I'll be right back. Don't go away. More tender love and care from old Zeke. When I return, come on music, come on back music. Here it comes now. There we go. Okay. Don't go away. I'll be right back.